Welcome to Cocktails with the Chef. Today we're actually going to be learning how to make Chavela. This is a Mexican recipe and it comes from a style of drink called cerveza preparada, which means prepared beer. And I've split this recipe up into 3 parts. First I'm going to show you how to make the all-purpose boiled shrimp. This shrimp can be used for, this recipe can also be used for Bloody Marys, Bloody Marias, and any other cold preparation like shrimp salad and shrimp cocktails and seafood platters. And it's very easy. What we're going to do is we're going to make a Court Boullion. And what we're going to do is we're going to put into the pot here onions, celery, tomatoes, and half of a lemon that's been sliced. We're going to go in the pot first. Then for seasonings, we got some black peppercorns, white peppercorns, celery seed, salt, 2 bay leaves, and about a teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning. If you didn't want to use Old Bay seasoning, you could use Creole seasoning or Cajun seasoning, or just leave it out. I have here a cup of dry vermouth, about a quart of water. It's fine. And then we're going to put 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now, we're going to turn it on and we're going to bring it to a boil. Once it hits a boil, then we're going to drop it to a simmer and let it simmer 20 minutes. We have now reached a boil here. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop our shrimp. I'll just lower this a second here. The shrimp we're going to be using are small shrimp so that they fit in our glasses, which will be 2 per garnish. You can use larger shrimp. You can use any size you like depending on what your intended use for the shrimp is going to be. And so that's our shrimp. Now this we have dropped to a simmer. And we're going to let it simmer 20 minutes. That's going to dry out all the flavors of all the vegetables, and then we're going to be able to drop our shrimp. And once we drop our shrimp, we're going to bring it quickly back to the boil and then shut it off, and the shrimp's going to cool in the liquid. And as you've noticed here, the shrimp, I have left the shells on. That is important because the shells have a lot of flavor. If you have to, you can buy already peeled shrimp that just have the tail section left on. But this shell-on shrimp is going to be a lot better in flavor. And we will peel them once the shrimp are cool. And then they're going to sit overnight or even longer inside the cooking liquid, which is going to allow them to remain juicy and delicious in flavor. So we'll let this go 20 minutes and then we'll come back to it. Our Court Boullion has now simmered for 20 minutes. It has reduced a little bit. We're going to drop our shrimp. We're going to place the shrimp in there and we're going to turn the heat all the way up, back to high, because we're going to quickly bring it to a boil before we shut it off completely. Once it hits a boil, we'll cover it up and allow it to cool off heat. And then the shrimp will gently finish cooking as it cools, and then everything will be perfect. And then we're going to peel the shrimp after they've cooled in the liquid and return them to some of the liquid and let them sit overnight. And then tomorrow we'll be able to use the shrimp as a garnish in the drink. The shrimp and the Court Boullion are now coming to a boil, as you can see. So we are now just going to place the lid on top, turn off the heat, and take it onto the back burner. And we're just going to let it sit until it's cooled completely. That will take time for it to cool completely, and then we'll peel the shrimp and refrigerate them in their cooking liquid. We'll see you next time in the next segment of the episode where we're actually going to make the mix for these drinks.